She crashed her car straight into my backyard jacuzzi, just to teach me a lesson for not letting her use it. She didn't know I was a cop. And when I pulled out the cuffs, you should have seen her face. I'm Sandra. I work as a police officer in Oak Crest, a quiet neighborhood just outside Nashville. Now, I don't go around telling people I'm a cop, not because I'm hiding it, but because once folks find out, suddenly I'm expected to solve every lost dog, noise complaint, and raccoon in the trash situation in the zip code. I just want to come home, unwind, and not be in work mode 24/7. So when I finally saved up enough money to install a jacuzzi in my backyard, that was my peace, my little retreat. I'd get home after a double shift, pull on a hoodie, and just melt into those bubbles. And then came Madison. Madison Delaney moved in next door a year ago. Late 40s, loud voice, big SUV, manicured lawn, and an even more manicured sense of entitlement. Her husband, Gerald, is some divorce attorney who's never home, which leaves her plenty of time to supervise the entire street like some HOA dictator. Except we don't even have an HOA. At first, it was little things, passive-aggressive comments about where I park my car or how my trash bins weren't aligned with the curb. I ignored her. But the day she saw my jacuzzi, that's when things went off the rails. I was just soaking, earbuds in, glass of wine on the edge, when she came strutting through the side gate. No knocking, no calling out, just full-on invasion. She was already in a swimsuit, too, leopard print, loud as her voice. "Hey, neighbor," she said, hands on hips. "Mind if I join you?" I blinked at her like, what? "Actually, yeah, I kinda do mind," I told her, not unkindly, but firm. She pouted. "Oh, come on. I've had such a rough week. 3 kids, my back's killing me. Be a good neighbor and share. Not everyone's as lucky as you." I stayed calm, told her I keep it private, friends and family only. Truth is, I'd rather let a stray raccoon soak in it before her. But she wasn't done. "You know," she said, tilting her head, "if it's visible from outside, it's technically shared space. And my husband's a lawyer." That's when I put my wine down. "No, Madison, it's on my deeded property. And you being able to see it doesn't mean you get to use it." She huffed, stormed off, muttering something about calling the county. Now I could have flashed my badge right then, shut it all down, but I didn't. I wanted to see just how deep she'd dig her own hole. For a few days, nothing happened. She was unusually quiet. I thought maybe, just maybe, she'd taken the hint. Then, one Saturday morning, I was on the couch in my oversized t-shirt, eating cereal, watching some old rerun. My security camera pinged. Movement detected in the backyard. I clicked open the feed, and there she was. Madison, standing in full view of the camera, waving, smiling. That smile made my stomach drop. She disappeared from view, and the front camera picked her up next. Getting into her SUV, I sat up straight, watched as she backed up, pulled forward, and gunned it through my front lawn. I swear to God, she drove straight through the side fence and rammed her car into my jacuzzi. The sound of glass shattering, fiberglass cracking, water gushing. It was surreal. I stood frozen for maybe 3 seconds. Then cop mode kicked in, grabbed my badge, my cuffs, and headed outside. She was just standing there, arms crossed, all smug, like she'd done something noble. "That's what you get for being so selfish," she said. "Now, no one gets to use it." I didn't say a word, just held up my badge. You're under arrest for destruction of property and reckless endangerment. Her face dropped. She laughed, thought I was joking. What, that's a Halloween costume? No, Madison. I'm a detective with Metro PD, and you just committed a felony. Then the backup I'd called pulled up. 2 patrol cars. Officers who all knew me by name. That's when the real panic set in. Madison started backtracking fast. It was an accident. I meant to brake. Then she looked me dead in the eyes and said, "There's no way you're a real cop. You're too pretty." That one got a laugh out of the other officers, but I was just tired. Tired of women like her thinking they can bulldoze their way through life, literally in this case, and never face the consequences. She tried begging the other officers, tried saying I tricked her by not telling her who I was, that I set her up. The cuffs went on. She was charged with criminal damage, trespassing, and reckless endangerment. Now get this, she called Gerald, her husband, to defend her. Turns out, Mr. Big Shot, divorce lawyer, had no interest in helping her out of this one. Not only did he refuse to represent her, he filed for divorce 2 weeks later. Apparently, destroying neighbors' property was his line. She ended up hiring some public defender, tried to plead it down, but the video footage wrecked her defense. The court ruled it was premeditated. She waved to the camera, planned the hit, and even had the nerve to smirk while doing it. She got sentenced to a year in county with parole eligibility, served 4 months. By then, Gerald had sold the house. Rumor was he got full ownership in the divorce. Madison never came back. I got my fence and jacuzzi replaced, courtesy of the court-ordered restitution. Even added a few new security lights. Not that I expect anyone else to try what she did. You know, I tell people all the time, don't underestimate how far entitlement can push someone. And Madison, she floored it, straight into her own ruin. So, who was really in the wrong here?